What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, and make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content we have coming out. Now, for this video, we're going to be jumping into Daredevil, issue number 31. And if you haven't been keeping up with the Daredevil line, go ahead and check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. I started following the Daredevil line and covering it, starting in The King in Black. Now, this is written by Zdarsky. The penciler is Mike Hawthorne. Inker is Adriano Benito. And the colorist is Marcio Menyes. And with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright guys, so as we dive into issue number 31, there's been so much stuff going on inside the Daredevil line. Honestly, it's one of my favorite lines currently coming out because of just how in-depth the character development truly is in this line. Now we're picking up with Daredevil. He's still currently in prison, getting healed up and patched up from his wounds after getting jumped in the prison yard. Daredevil is finally back where he belongs though. He's back in his cell, but there's one big difference now. He is now an FBI informant. Because the FBI, they think there are prisoners dying from unsanctioned prison labor. And they offered him early release because of this, but that's not the reason he's taking this. Daredevil is taking this because it's just the right thing to do. If people are dying because of unsanctioned labor, that needs to be answered for. Now, fending off that attack in the yard, it gained him a little bit of respect with the inmates, but not all of them. Now, this is where we see Daredevil have a conversation. And really, Daredevil, he's just being told he can't continuously hide out in his cell. That now he has a reputation, but if he continues to hide out here, people aren't going to be scared of him anymore. So he needs to be able to start coming out, showing his face, showing that he's fine. This will keep the individuals in check that want to attack him. But he tells Daredevil, you know, You've almost been murdered twice at this point. You really need to get your head on straight, and you need to do it soon. Because you're sitting here, you're asking about this prison labor stuff. It's just going to get you more in a mess. And Daredevil, he tells him off. He tells him, you know, I'm here to help people. Regardless of what is in front of me, regardless if I'm hurt, if there's people that need help, I'm going to do it, and there's nothing that you're going to do to stop me. And he tells Daredevil, you know, you're weak. You try to put on this persona that you're the strong individual, but the issue is you don't even know who you are. And that's one thing we've definitely seen up to this point, is Daredevil is having a true identity crisis. That seems to be a common theme going on with a lot of Marvel comics right now, is a lot of characters are just having trouble remembering who they are, living this split life in a constant state. Now, currently Elektra, with this kid that she brought in after the King in Black event, this kid's, you know, having a rough time, and this kid just had to kill somebody. And so right now she's kind of sulking. She's messed up. She doesn't know what to think about this. And Elektra, she was raised in a much different kind of way. So Elektra is seeing this as weakness. She can't have somebody sitting around sulking in the house, like they need to get over it. And so Elektra tries to throw her some gloves. You know, it's time to start getting back into it. It's time to start training again. But this girl, she is still just too emotional. After just having to kill somebody, she sees, you know, she didn't ask for any of this. She didn't want any of this. She tells Elektra that she's crazy and she doesn't want to be around her anymore. And this is where we see her take off. Now, up to this point, Elektra has really done her best to uphold everything that Matt wanted her to for picking up the mantle of Daredevil. But after everything, she just needs to punch something. You know, it may be the impossible demands of living up to life like Matthew, or it may be Alice storming out on her. But at this point, Elektra is just freaking done. And it doesn't take her very long at all to find out that it wasn't Butch who made the deal with the Hand. And at this point, she's tired of looking after Hell's Kitchen, pretending that it's Matthew's island while the sea slowly swallows it. And so she's gonna end all of this right now. She's gonna find out where this new kingpin is. She is going to find Izzy. Now, this is where we pick up with Mayor FISK. And currently, Mayor FISK, he is livid because Bullseye, he escaped the laboratory that they had him in. And right now, every precinct, they're out looking for him. Because Mayor FISK, he did an unsanctioned laboratory experiment. This allowed him to escape, and the police even questioned this. But he reminds them real quick, puts them in check, tells them that he needs not ask questions. They just need to go and find Bullseye. Now, Bullseye, right now, he is in a extremely high-end apartment, more or less a condo, and he has just murdered two very wealthy individuals. The Wes Miller gun fortune. He came and killed these people because of a gun they made. A shoddy gun that caused him to miss one time. And what we're seeing is Bullseye is freaking crazy. He is out of his mind, completely lunatic insane, talking to himself, but turns around and there seems to be an angel in front of him. Now he tells this angel that he is the best assassin in the world, and the angel tells him that he needs to prove it by killing everybody. Now this is where we pick up with Daredevil, and he's brought into the warden's office because the warden wanted to have a word with him, and he's telling Daredevil that he doesn't have time for him to get into any more altercations in his prison, because so far he's been in 3. He's been the center of 3 this entire time. And Daredevil at this point, he's done. He's like, you're the one that's trying to kill me. You're the center of all of this. Now the warden, he pauses and he tells him, you know, that's quite a claim. And he asks him what he has to back this. And Daredevil tells him straight up, just shut up. And the guards tell him that he needs to check himself. He needs to watch the way that he talks to the warden. But at this point, Daredevil thinks, you know, what the else do I have to lose? I have already lost every bit of freedom I have. I have nothing else, so why not? And we see him grab the baton from the police, from the guard, and he starts whooping on these guys. The warden attempting to try to hit the panic button, but Daredevil, throwing one of the batons, breaks it in complete pieces. With these guards taken care of, he asked the warden, do you really think that I would have treated you any differently than the prisoners that you sent after me? That you think just because you have some manufactured sense of authority that I would cower to you? And he tells him, you're straight garbage, and I know that you're hiding something. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your job is. I am going to destroy everything about you. That you should have killed me when you had the chance, because now I am angry and nothing is going to stop me. And he lets him know, I broke your panic button because I want to hear you. I want to hear you scream for help. And this is where we see the warden cry out like a little freaking girl, calling for his guards. They come running into the room, and Daredevil, he drops to his knees, because now he has the warden exactly where he wants him. And this is where we pick up with Elektra. Currently holding the mantle of Daredevil, she kicks in the door of Izzy, the new quote-unquote kingpin. And Elektra, the only thing she says to her is the hand. Why are you working with them? Now at first Izzy, she tries to deny this, but she breaks down crying, saying that the hand promised that they could bring back her son, that they could bring him back to life. They just wanted Izzy to deliver Daredevil. And she is feeling an immense amount of guilt because of this. She knows she shouldn't work with them, but she just wanted her son back. But Elektra tells her that if you made a deal with the hand, you are as good as dead, unless I can get to them first. And so you need to tell me exactly where they are. As soon as you hear word from them, let me know. And Elektra reminds her that if you don't, I may just come after your last surviving son. And in her sobbing, she reveals that even Mayor FISK was trying to help her out by bringing down Daredevil, by using a psychopath. And this catches Elektra's ear, and she has to ask, what psychopath? And this is where we see some counting. 5, 6, 7, because right now, Bullseye is up in a window with a big freaking rifle, and he is taking out random civilians one by one, because this angel of death, it came to him and told him to kill everybody. And so one by one, he is taking out every single person in Manhattan. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. You know, Chip Zdarsky is one hell of a writer. He has absolutely been killing it when it comes to the Daredevil line. He's got a few other lines out there, but this one is one of my favorites that he is doing, because he writes and knows how to write Daredevil so well. He makes the character so freaking interesting. You know, even though Daredevil has been in prison for quite some issues now, it hasn't lost its pizzazz. Not entirely, at least. You know, I definitely want Daredevil to finally get out of this situation have Elektra stop taking up the mantle of something she clearly doesn't want to do. But he's not making feel like this is something that's drawn out, that they're just using this to their full extent. This all has purpose. And the character development of Daredevil throughout this entire little series so far has been some of the best writing, I personally think. And I am truly excited to see all of this play out with Bullseye, with him, seeing this angel of death, with him now literally just murdering people at a whim. I can't wait to see Elektra go toe-to-toe with Bullseye. But yeah, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you have not yet, do me a favor, hit that sub button. Hit that notification bell. Make sure you don't miss any of the awesome content we have coming out. And until the next breakdown.